What a grand night this is. Pleasant evening, beautiful city, and a fabulous old ground. Tynecastle is full and rocking to its ancient foundations. I guess these Anglo-Scottish contests mean most to those whose careers have taken them either way across the border. Hearts line is led tonight by Englishman John Sutton, whose brother Chris a decade ago was part of the Celtic squad which knocked Liverpool out of the UEFA Cup. And Liverpool give a first start of the season to Dundonian Charlie Adam, who was in Edinburgh only last week representing Scotland against Australia. Both clubs under new management. John McGlynn yet to lose with Hearts. The same can't be said of Brendan Rodgers in Liverpool. He is a Northern Irishman, able to sit on the fence or perhaps Hadrian's Wall when it comes to these Anglo-Scottish issues. Referee is a German, Florian Mayer. The Scottish FA Cup winners against the English League Cup winners, for the right, at least, to be playing European football right up until Christmas. Liverpool expect that they will. Indeed, they are almost obliged. Hearts hope. Tottenham gave them a horrible anticlimactic night here this time last year. Unlike them, they have to aim to stay in it, not to be awed, to try and play the game, Jim Beglin, and not the occasion.
Yeah, I think Hearts, as much as they'll want to get it, the Liverpool defence, and cause some trouble early on, I think there'll be a wariness not to overdo things and get caught out in making the mistakes they made against Tottenham last year, Peter. And I think Liverpool's lineup, yeah, it's not got as much experience as we would have expected, but it's a chance for them all to shine and impress.
Incidentally, you might be a little confused. Both teams are wearing their away kit tonight. That is because all three Liverpool options clashed with the maroon of Hearts. So as well as Liverpool playing in their second strip, Hearts have had to change as well to their all-white alternative. It is an absolutely terrific atmosphere. And here is Henderson for Liverpool. And now for the first time on his first start for Liverpool, Sterling showing us how quick he is and attempting to tear past the Australian McGowan.
It's good work from McGowan because he's pacey, Sterling. He's difficult to stop.
By Charlie Adam behind. It is a big night for him. A lot of talk about whether he will be a long-term part of Brendan Rodgers' plans. Brendan Rodgers is seeking, quite rightly, to be loyal to all the players he inherited, but he does have his way, and he will have his way. And whether Charlie Adam considers himself to be in the shop window tonight, or whether he is convincing his manager that he should be playing at the weekend, I guess only they will know and time will tell. Tawil, Granger, touch for Novikovas, and taken back by Jay Spearing.
Yeah, just looking at Hearts as well, I mean, we've seen them play 4-3-3 recently, but it looks as if John Sutton will obviously play at centre-forward, and Templeton will play just off him, just a little behind, and they're pretty much with a flat four across midfield.
Carried down by Templeton, who, as Jim implies, has been in the early part of the season really a touchline hugger, an out-and-out winger. It's not the case tonight. All-time tackle for Liverpool by Jonjo Shelvey, who did start the second leg of the previous round against the Belarusians at Anfield. This time last year, of course, he went out on loan to Blackpool for a couple of months. His charge on Tawil brought just a free kick. Aimed up towards Sutton, against whom the flag is raised.
Yeah, of course, Liverpool as well. The Rodgers way is 4-3-3. Fabio Brini, very interesting to see him operate in a position I'm sure he preferred to play in. The central role in attack. You know, West Brom at the weekend, he played from the left side and didn't really get involved in the game. And I'm sure he's looking forward to this as a chance, as I said earlier, to show Brendan Rodgers just what he has in that position.
The referee still has a card in his hand. Oh, a yellow whistle. It looks as though he's permanently taking someo's name. It's the Whistle, it's yellow, it's not a card there for the German, who isn't actually a very good omen for English teams in this competition. 2 seasons ago he was in charge of Manchester City's defeat in Kiev, which spelt the end of their involvement, and last season he took charge of Manchester United against Athletic Bilbao and saw their elimination. United. Granger, on by Novikovas. Here's Sutton. Naga may well not have played tonight had he not been given his marching orders at the Hawthorns at the weekend, but given his ineligibility for this coming weekend's game against Manchester City, it seems sensible to keep him involved. John McGlynn, very friendly, engaging character, 50 years old. Not given to hot temper, I'm told, but he was a little irritated at the weekend when Hearts let slip a 2-goal lead against Inverness Caledonian Thistle, who were down to 10 men.
Any manager would have been irritated by that.
Hagan, Sterling. Seen by Lucas. Playing by Spearing. Carragher. Assistance from Spearing. He was involved in both of the games in the previous round against Gomel. Henderson. Robinson's ball for Sterling, who felt the challenge from behind by McGowan.
Yeah, he did catch him, McGowan. I've seen him play midfield recently, but of course he's operating at right back tonight and has to deal with Sterling. And in front, you've got young Callum Patterson, so he's doing his best as well to give him as much protection as he can. It's almost 2 fullbacks, isn't it, on that side for Hearts?
Oh, Carragher's back pass is poor, Sutton's onto it, Rayner was alive and had to be. Out comes Shelby. Aimed in towards Barini and seen by McDonald.
Well, listen, this is going to be the Liverpool way, and under Brendan Rodgers, pass it and pass it from the back. But I think Liverpool have got to do things sharper than that. It's got to be quicker because Hearts are onto it and they're closing it down very, very quickly.
The best thing Liverpool can do is to silence this crowd, and handing them a goal would achieve precisely the opposite. Liverpool haven't made the lightning start that Tottenham made a year ago. By now, Rafa van der Vaart had broken through here in that first leg, and Jermaine Defoe was about to add a second. Actually, 5 of the team who were trounced by Tottenham start for Hearts tonight. 6 of the team who started the cup final route of Hibs are involved. The win, which of course qualified them for this competition.
Just noticeable as well, while Sterling is holding a much wider position, and Henderson's looking to tuck in all the time and just allow Martin Kelly to drift outside him.
Forward by Bart, seen by Kelly. Henderson. Spearing for Adam. He let fly and required a stop from McDonald. Following up for Liverpool, Barini earns a corner.
Well, he's made his mind up very, very early then that Charlie Adam wasn't going to look to Sterling on the left-hand side. And Webster maybe got his angles wrong, but luckily for Hearts, the keeper didn't. Jamie MacDonald could stop.
Shelby Nice take. To re-rehearse that. For Barr's intervention. Shelvey again, out by Barr again. High from Charlie Adam. Came down for Templeton, who got a little nudge, and it's a free kick for Hearts.
The referee's not taking any nonsense from Henderson, he was just delaying the taking of the free kick.
Out by Agger. McGowan won it back. Patterson looking to play it in towards McGowan. He'll settle for a corner. And hear this place. "17-year-old Callum Patterson has sent a photographer spinning, and poor chap, he's actually ailing rather. What a funny accident that. Poor guy's in trouble. Patterson has earned the corner. Templeton's going to take it. Sutton right on the goalkeeper's toes. Templeton with Novikovas. Novikovas with the delivery. Adam calm at the near post. Out for Shelvey. Run back by Barr. Templeton. Novikovas. Tawil. Oh, lovely from the Moroccan. And again for Novikovas, who's had a go. Rayner had to be short.
Brilliant. Well, listen to the place now. Tynecastle is absolutely buzzing. That is a beautiful piece of skill from Towell. And Novikovas, that's destined for the top corner, and he really did have Pepe Reina scrambling.
You know what, this is just the sort of atmosphere, the sort of tie, the sort of feel that can be the wind beneath the wings of this competition. It's a terrific ambience. In by Novikovas. Thumb clear by Adam. If Hearts can get up ahead of steam here, they could rattle Liverpool. Novikovas shut out by Barini.
Yeah, all hands. Liverpool needed everybody back just to see off that little spell.
Well, I think this poor fellow certainly got his close-up here.
Well, he's back in business. There was just a little nudge, wasn't it, from Patterson? And Sterling, it's just, his momentum took him into the photographer, and I thought he went down very easily, to be honest.
He was almost a back page lead himself. Patterson's header out. Came to Templeton. Patterson's charging up alongside him here. By Jack Robinson. Taken back by Templeton. He's coming towards Sutton. Sutton's hit wide.
But there's a confidence about Hearts. I think the shot from Novikovas a few moments ago was just giving everybody a lift. And that time it was decent from Templeton, a bit fortunate in finding Sutton. And there's enough Liverpool bodies around to make it difficult for him to keep it on target, but very, very lively from the home side.
Left-hand side, though, for Liverpool, Jim, you've got an 18-year-old fullback behind a 17-year-old winger. He is not a raw talent, but extraordinary absence of experience down that side of the Liverpool formation.
But I was going to say, the 18-year-old left-back for Liverpool is playing against a 17-year-old right-sided midfielder for Hearts. So, you know, they've got some youngsters too. You know, Jack Robinson, Peter, you just referred to him before. I mean, I remember one of his early games for Liverpool at the Emirates when he did extremely well in trying to cope with the pace of Theo Walcott.
Rafa Benitez made him Liverpool's youngest player ever, 16 and a half years old when he got his first game. Here's Templeton, nearly found a way around Adam. Kicked out for Spearing, one now for Henderson. Adam. Kelly. An international now, don't forget Martin Kelly, played those last few moments against Norway prior to the Euros and did travel with Roy Hodgson to the Ukraine. Gary Cahill got injured. Tawil. Out by Granger. Strong take from Sutton. Break for Novikovas. A little bit of stuff between Barr and Adam there.
So
that's the same ball.
That's what you want to see. It's like cup tie, lovely and feisty.
Patterson, Hart's 17-year-old. Running at Liverpool's 18-year-old, Robinson. That's lovely from the captain, Zaliukas. Not quite so good from Templeton, who is a twinkle-toes sort of a player. You'll get moments like that. But when he gets it right, there's a bit of flair.
Yeah, I think the danger with Templeton, if you let him get into a stride, then he's difficult to stop. You need to get to him early when he's on the turn.
Kovas with a nudge and run. It's Kelly's business. Lithuanian's not going to let him rest. Tawil. Granger. Novikovas getting right through the back of him. Only took the ball. Good strong tackle. Referee was well positioned. Granger. Stolen on by Templeton, who's got it back now from Sutton. He wins a corner.
Done really well. Done really well to keep it in and to win the corner, Templeton. Doesn't matter who you're playing, who you're up against. You just want to unsettle the away side, and Hearts have delivered in that fashion.
Really great start for John McLean. He's got to be happy with this. He did say there's no point in us sitting back and hoping to cling on. If they've got any chance in the tie, if they're to have any chance in the tie, it's got to be done here. They've got to get goals. Novikovas with the outswinger. The volley was pure from Barr. Bounced out again for Shelby, who belted it against Barr and wins a goal kick.
And to be honest, Peter, I think John McGlynn would have said that to his players before, and you'll never get a better opportunity of beating Liverpool. When he saw the absentees from the squad, that travelled.
Rodgers knew what would meet him. He was very respectful about Hearts when speaking to the media yesterday. He said, please don't read into my team sheet that I'm underestimating the opponents. Here's Templeton.
He's causing a big problem at the moment because Spearing is not getting to him quickly enough, and the centre-backs don't know where to come out to. Look, he's just getting in that little pocket between Carragher and Spearing, and okay, the angle's against him, but it's not a bad effort on his left side. It's good, direct, purposeful football from him.
His dad named him, you know, after Davy Cooper, the great Rangers wide man. It's not a bad role model. Aga. Sterling. Tawil. McGowan. McGowan, the Australian, won his first international cap just across the city at Hibs for Australia against Scotland last week. But home is Hearts. And it is McGowan to go along with the throw. Ended at Sutton. And just kept from going behind by Rayner with Spearing's back header. Really penalised for his foul on the experienced Andy Webster.
It was an awkward one for Webster. I don't think Barini needed to make any contact. think what Liverpool need now is the ball. They just need to show a little composure, and they need the kind of experienced heads just to try and get things settled now, and they need to just keep it away from Hearts for a while. Try and take the sting out of this.
Good from Zalewkas, in by Granger. Singleton competed, nudged back again by Spearing from Reina.
Jamie Carragher just had a little go at Martin Kelly for not dealing with the Granger run then. The odds left.
Sterling.
Every time the ball comes anywhere near Sterling, McGowan is all over him. Rash-like.
Strong tackle from Tawil, not allowed to go. Lefty Tawil, the Moroccan, in his second season since Kilmarnock. Well-travelled player. He's played in France with Nancy, with Nuremberg in Germany. The Spurs' second leg last year, when they drew 0-0 at White Hart Lane, was actually only his second game in Hearts' colours. Well, one by Sutton. Here is Tawil. Going forward from Patterson.
Gave him too much to do, but it was a strange ball from Shelvey to play centrally then.
Adam, that's a smashing ball. Henderson. Kelly.
That's a little bit of experience there, Peter, just to slow it down, just to keep the ball for a little bit and settle things. But it's good work rate and good pressing by Hearts, just to try and keep forcing the issue for Liverpool, make it hard for them to keep it at the back. And now it has to go long.
By Zalewkas, out again by Carragher. From Adam, Henderson, Spearing. Good ball. Now this is when Sterling's dangerous, running at a fullback, away from McGowan. Raheem Sterling. And Shelvey. And the flag is up against Sterling.
That's the first time he's really created a little bit of space, and McGowan was just tucked in about 8-10 feet away from him, and it was a nice ball from Spearing to look up and pick him out. Now he's got a chance, and you know, highly likely always to cut in on a stronger right. That time Webster's done well to get the block on it.
Liverpool addicts who will have followed pre-season closely will have been reminded there of the goal he scored against Bayer Leverkusen, which was by all accounts an absolute belter. Granger. Raheem Sterling was born in Jamaica, actually. His roots were at QPR, but he's been through some of the England age groups, and is now very much on the cusp of the big time. He played more than an hour when Joe Cole got injured against Gomel in the previous round. He has played 3 games in the Premier League, short appearances adding up to 25 minutes in all. And this is his first start for Liverpool. Charlie Adam finally balked, to the extent that the first yellow card does have to be shown.
Yeah, I'd agree fully with that. Charlie Adam has done well, because, you know, he's just eased away from Barr. They had a crunching tackle together earlier on, and Barr's just taken him late.
First booking of the game goes to Darren Barr on his European debut, the man who opened the scoring in the cup final. Liverpool once before has Florian Mayer in Prague. A couple of seasons ago, goalless draw. in both German domestic football and European club football, he hasn't shown a single red card this calendar year. Sterling. Oh, goodness me, he caused some panic there. McGowan's heart must have been in his mouth for a moment.
Well, I'm just wondering what Jamie McDonald, the goalkeeper, was doing, because he looked as if he tried to receive this, because there's never going to be a pass back to him. I mean, McGowan's just happy to not knock it out, I think. And if he gets a hand to that, it would have been a bad one to give away.
Pursued by Templeton, who really is full of running.
But you know what, in Reina's got good feet, you know, and he's a good outlet. If you have to go all the way back, then, you know, he has no problem really with the ball on the deck, Pepe Reina. I think Liverpool would just like to get Barini involved a little bit. You know, he's not had much joy yet.
Adam. Sterling. Cowan let him know he was there then. Actually came out of it the worse. Nice turn from Barini. Sorted out nicely by Spearing. Carragher. Kelly. Presented to Granger. Tawil. Complicated from Jamie Carragher, playing his 703rd game for Liverpool tonight. The survivor of their UEFA Cup win. That crazy game against Alaves all those years ago. McGowan, space ahead of him. And still going Ryan McGowan. Finally crashed into Kelly.
Do you know what, Kelly got there, and he got a good right foot to it, but for a moment Martin Kelly stumbled also, just when it looked like it was away from McGowan. Just watch, McGowan stumbles a little bit here himself, there you go, and it's away, and you think Martin Kelly's favourite, and he just about got there in the end. Big appeal from the crowd, as you expect for a penalty.
Granger. Tawil. McGowan. Bitten off by Robinson. Adam. Sterling. To run at the Aussie again. Sterling's ball in. Led by Webster and behind.
Nice to see that too, that, you know, he's happy to try and get to the byline and go on the outside. Raheem Sterling.
Raw pace. That's what Brendan Rodgers has there. Deep corner towards Henderson. Away by Barr. Only Templeton is forward. Robinson, Sterling. Sterling broke away from Patterson. Webster away, here's Shelby.
It's just becoming a little pronounced, isn't it, for Liverpool down the left-hand side? It seems to be all trying to go through Raheem Sterling. Very little is now going down with Kelly and Henderson on the right.
Sterling. Beaten up by the goalkeeper. It's a very crisp hit. It's still a broken for Templeton, but Carragher just about got it done. An apology from David Templeton. An apology accepted by Carragher. Sterling. Free kick against the youngster this time.
The shot a moment ago from Sterling was almost like what we saw that resulted in the goal against Leverkusen. That love of just cutting inside all the time, and that time it was Patterson who fell for it. And he's gone for the side foot, which is pretty easy for McDonald, but again, a good try. He's looked good, vibrant, fresh.
Patterson, Robinson went to ground, and Patterson won a corner.
It's really good work, Peter, from Spearing to cover that. You know, it's just a slip from Jack Robinson, and the midfield anchor straight across.
So Webster and Zalewkas forward from centre-half. Barr offers height as well. And Sutton again inside the 6-yard box, waiting for pieces. As Templeton drives it in, Shelvey away. Templeton. It's no foul. It's no foul. Both players stood their ground. And Shelvey cleared.
Yeah, it was Barini. It was outside the box for starters, and he just ran into him.
Six times before in history, Liverpool have played in Scotland. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. So drawn on their last 2 competitive visits north of the border. And beaten in their last 3 games in Scotland since losing on what was their last visit to Edinburgh, to Hibs back in September of 1975. Lost that game, won the tie, and went on to win the UEFA Cup that season. Sterling. This time by Patterson, and by Adam. Looking for Kelly. Watched by Novikovas. Kept in by Shelby, but only really for Sutton. And now Templeton, run back by Henderson. Adam can drive at them, Zalewkas is there. That's how Will got into trouble. Henderson. Shelvey, Barini, Webster stayed with him.
Yeah, he was well marshalled. Webster just made sure he tracked him all the way across, and there was no space for Barini to get the shot away. But nice turn from Shelvey and a little flick through. It's well defended.
Barini in the goalkeeper's path. Adam with an overhit corner. The referee was whistling anyway, actually. Rodgers, though, has picked tonight, apart from anything else, an interestingly domestic side. And pointing out to me before the game, Jim, that 7 of his 11 tonight are English, as well as the Scotsman Charlie Adam. And I'm sure Roy Hodgson, his predecessor, but one, would appreciate that.
Absolutely. I remember playing the cup final at Wembley, and we didn't have one Englishman in the side. Good quiz question. He was on the bench in '86. Who was that?
Robinson?
No.
Better not carry on. I'll let myself down.
Yeah.
McGowan's throw. Into Barini. Henderson. Aim back into Barini, who missed it.
Well, listen, as chances go, it's a difficult one because it's coming from behind him. but that's better, much better from Henderson as well, and the space Liverpool created. It's a wonderful run by Borini. I think he's got himself in a great position. Maybe he'll be a little disappointed he didn't get better contact, but believe me, even if he gets contact, it's not easy to steer that home.
Borini is a young man with good early career European experience. He played Champions League football for Chelsea as a youngster towards the end of a group stage. And of course grown up under Brendan Rodgers with Chelsea's youngsters. A free kick to Hearts, heading towards the last 10 minutes of what for them has been a really uplifting first half. They've done more than compete. It's nothing like the anticlimactic evening of a year ago, the Tottenham night. They're really in this tie. And their captain Zalukas, who passed a late fitness test and was desperate to be part of this occasion, is forward perhaps to get his head on this set piece. Webster also forward from centre-half, together with McGowan and Sutton in the mix. In by Novikovas. Liverpool by Henderson, taken back by Templeton. And McGowan refusing to allow Borini any space to clear.
He's had a good game, McGann, at right back. I know Sterling's cut inside a couple of times, and he had the one lovely break forward that almost led to something. I think in any home game, Peter, you want to set the tempo, you want to set the pace, and I think Hearts have been able to do that. I think there's enough insurance in their side, but Towell, who's got a bit of skill in midfield, this fella Templeton caused Liverpool quite a few problems in the earlier part of the first half. And they've been lively on both flanks too. Hearts have done extremely well in this first half. They've stretched Liverpool and caused problems.
In by Templeton, in by Patterson, for Pepe Reina. Goes Robinson. A lot of good football on ITV4 next week. We have on Thursday evening the second leg of the Atromitas Newcastle Europa League playoff. It was 1-1 tonight, and the second leg is live for you from 7:30 on ITV4 next Thursday. Ryan Taylor scored for Newcastle in Greece this evening. Well, Tawil lost it. Borini could be in here, but the flag is raised.
How's it offside?
Tawil played it last, didn't he?
Yeah, comes off an opposition player and he's flagged offside. Don't quite get that.
Unless he's offside now.
Well, yeah, but the touch is important, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, usually the officials are asked to wait, and I think it should be from the second touch in the Hearts man, and it's a bit harsh.
Frank Willenborg's flag went up hastily. Minutes away from a half-time talk, which should be full of encouragement and praise. More than 15 years since Jim Jeffries first invited John McGlynn to Hearts as a youth team coach. 5.5 of those years was spent away at Wraith, a very successful time. McGowan. That's a terrific instinctive hit from Templeton.
Well, we saw one from the right earlier on. You know, he can smash him with the left as well, Templeton. The live to when it broke. I don't think it's deliberate in the layoff attempt, but very good strike.
It's one goal in the first 3 games of the season against St Johnstone on the opening day. He's midway through a domestic suspension at the moment, served the first game last weekend, and will miss this weekend's game against Aberdeen after an off-the-ball incident in the Edinburgh derby the other week.
John Sutton, he's been a nuisance, hasn't he? I mean, he's used his kind of his physical strength to make life hard for Agger and Carragher.
In front of the Liverpool supporters, 4 minutes before half-time. Templeton's deep corner, aimed at Webster, against Carragher. Was that an arm? Referee was very well positioned to make a call. He would have had a clear view.
But you know what? It's Carragher's got his back to it, and he's claiming to hit him on the back. Just watch, he's turned his back on it, he has no idea, and he's absolutely right too, nowhere near the arm.
There's an excellent call from Florian Meyer. There were plenty behind the goal and adjacent to the incident who were hinting that he should have seen it another way. Granger's long throw, on by Webster. Novikovas. Henderson got in the way. Spearing can clear, and Barini is certainly onside here and has support from Adam. We'll be glad of a corner. Terrific work from Tawil, who sprinted back at full length, 75-80 yards.
Yeah, and McGowan has done well to hold him up as well in the corner, Barini, and I guess in the position he was in, Barini would kind of support Leighton coming. This is a pretty good result for Liverpool.
Adam with the corner, O'Donnell with the fists, came to Sterling. Adam. Running at Novikovas. Charlie Adam. It was Sutton who was the key defender in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was back for the corner and just stayed to make sure he saw it away. It's just as well too. That might have been destined for the far corner. Did well, Charlie Adam, didn't need to shift it to his right foot and looking inside that far post. It was across the 6-yard, wasn't it?
In again by Adam. Out this time by Patterson, and the referee's whistle goes in any case.
just thinking, Peter, you know, even if that one had hit Jamie Carragher on the arm, he's got his back to it. He knows nothing about it. Still would have been harsh to give it.
It's very clear the referee got that right. Templeton. And again, David Templeton. Only swept up by Carragher.
Again, it's all closing down, with both Sutton coming from deep and Novakovic coming from in front of Carragher. And it's good pressing. You know, sometimes, Peter, that kind of what you work on in training and you're playing out from the goalkeeper, sometimes you've just got to mix it up a little bit and go long. You can't keep doing it because it just becomes predictable and you're playing into the opposition's hands. And Hearts have closed it well.
So Wills crossfield seen by Sterling. Raheem Sterling for Liverpool. And here is Barini against the post. And Hearts stay alive. What a steal by Sterling. That was brilliant. Entirely unselfish as well in setting up Barini, but he couldn't bury it.
Well, John McGlynn, he must be having kittens because he just want to get to half-time, and I think he would have been full of praise for his players. And then Towell just produces a horrible moment. They got away with it.
No additional time at the end of a really good first half, which should have ended with a Liverpool goal. What a spot from Sterling. How quick is he of body and then of mind to see Barini up alongside. But Barini thundered it against the post. And Brendan Rodgers is left with a regret to carry with him down the tunnel at the end of the first half here at Tynecastle. What a really entertaining watch. Proper contest. And at the break, it's Hearts 0, Liverpool 0.
World Cup campaign ahead for England. The road to Brazil live this season on ITV. Elsewhere in the Europa League playoffs this evening, one or two important results to point your way. Newcastle got a draw in Greece against Atromitos. Ryan Taylor got their goal in a 1-1 draw. Marseille winners away from home. Inter leading at half-time against Vaslui. Cambiasso got that goal. Motherwell down the road from here losing at half-time to Levante, I'm afraid. Athletic Bilbao, finalists last season, leading HJK 1-0. Alec McLeish is with us, 0-0 here at Tynecastle. Alec, do Hearts go for this, or do they concentrate on keeping it alive for the second leg?
Well, I think they are going for it, to be honest. Well, I think that they've done well in the first half. Liverpool had a great chance at the end of half, just before half-time. But I felt that Hearts have given as good as they've got. They've certainly got support, they've got the shots to go. And if they keep playing the way they're playing, they matched up really well with Liverpool's midfield. And I expect a tight second half as well.
Robbie Fowler, last word to you.
Well, I think Hearts started the game magnificently. I think Liverpool come more and more into the game. So I think, I think the game will settle down now. And I think the Hearts players will get tired. And I think we'll see more and more of Liverpool. And I've got a sneaky feel Liverpool will defend this.
Thank you both, all to play for. Great atmosphere here tonight. Back we go to Jim Beglin and Peter Drury.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, it really is bouncing, this place. It's a fabulous place to be this evening. Genuine sense of occasion. Very special night. Only holds 17,000 plus. Jamie Carragher's played all over the world in the greatest stadium in the world, but he won't have felt as noisy a crowd this close to him very often. They're loving it. First half ended with Liverpool hitting the post. Same old from their point of view. No club in the English Premier League hit the woodwork more often last season than Liverpool did. In that regard, reluctantly, they're picking up where they left off. But Hearts had good chances too in a really thrilling first half. The start of the second half, by comparison, a little lame from Hearts' point of view. But you sense that the people of Edinburgh, certainly the maroon people of Edinburgh, Jim, knew that they had to turn this into a special night, and so they appear to be doing.
Well, I said it to Ned down at the touchline before the game, Peter. I just had a feeling as soon as I arrived tonight that they seemed to have a great desire, everybody here, just to fix it and make sure that didn't happen again. You know, the Spurs debacle last season. I think Hearts will just look to try and recreate the pace and the energy they had at the start of the first half again in this second, and Liverpool need a finisher. As simple as that. Barini, for me, should have scored and not hit the post. Liverpool, it's been a problem. It's blighted them for a while now, all last season. They need to start putting the ball in the net and taking chances.
Too early, of course, to get on Liverpool's back. Of course it is, but they have just had their worst opening day result for 75 years. They have got to play the champions at Anfield on Sunday. Wouldn't do them any harm to come away from here with a positive result, just for their own self-esteem.
But I would have thought as well that Brendan Rodgers would like to see this team, you know, weakened though it is, be more assertive in possession. You know, that the Hearts gave them a lot of trouble in closing them down with their work rate in the first half, and I think he'd like to see a few more players step up and show a bit more composure and keep it for longer.
Against Charlie Adam, I think, near the halfway line. So Will to take the free kick at any rate. Webster's gone forward. So Lucas. Comfortably up by Kelly. And again by the skipper. Carragher clear. Tawil. Novikovas. Webster. Novikovas after it. Dropped there before Kelly. Set it back for Granger. Aimed in towards Sutton. Up in the air by Agger. Patterson with a crunching challenge. McGowan. It's a Hearts throw.
Well done, young Robinson, because a great challenge from him and then a block on the follow-up.
Lent on Templeton, the referee, and I guess more pertinently his assistant on this side were happy that that was okay.
Well, I think the feeling is, yes, there's a little bit of contact and that he made a bit more of it. To be honest, I thought there was enough in that for a free kick for Hearts.
Prior to this, Hearts have qualified for Europe in 4 of the last 6 seasons, but they have failed on any of those occasions to make it into a group stage. The only group stage in which they've ever participated was in the 2004-05 UEFA Cup, in which they had a notable away win at Basel, but still lost out to Feyenoord and Schalke and Ferencvaros. They haven't played post-Christmas European football since 1989 in a famous quarter-final in which they beat Bayern Munich 1-0 here, only to lose the return 2-0 at the Olympic Stadium. Competition that year was won by Napoli, with Maradona in the side. As well, the English clubs were still banned. Shelvey outnumbered. Kelly eventually helped him. Carragher.
Look at the work rate again from Templeton and getting across to Agger and squeezing it, and now Sutton on the follow-up on Reina. I mean, applause from John McGlynn as well on the touchline to see that energy in their play still, but it's going to catch up on one or two of them, Peter, if they keep going like that. They're not going to see the 90 out.
Shelvey. Barini's offside.
Lovely idea from John Joe Shelvey. Just dropped a bit deep on the turn. great vision as well to spot the run, and he was maybe just marginally. In fact, no, as it's played, I think that's in line. It's unlucky. Good work by Barini on the shoulder.
Liverpool weren't involved in Europe at all last season, having lost to Braga, the eventual finalists in 2011's last 16. But even in these relatively thin times, Liverpool's European record remains very, very good, actually, by comparison with most. Since their last major prize, the Miracle of Istanbul, they've reached one more Champions League final. That was in 2005. Since then, they've reached one more Champions League final, one Champions League semi-final, a Champions League quarter-final, and the Europa League semi-final. Most clubs would take that in Europe over a 7-year period. Liverpool standards are very high. And here's Sterling trying to fill some very famous boots in European competition, and doing so admirably, winning a corner.
Zaliukas felt it came back off the young Liverpool winger, but the referee has gone with the away side here. He just comes into the picture now. Difficult to call it.
There his take. Got something on it. Henderson. So well to let it run. Rodgers in what is now already his 4th management job. He hasn't always been a quick starter. He only won 2 of his first 8 games at Watford when he first started out, but then did turn around that initial season in senior management really well in Hertfordshire. He only won 2 of his first 11 at Reading, but unfortunately never got the chance to repair that season. That's the one that went wrong, but much better start, of course, at Swansea. Won 7 of his first 10, although he did lose the first game there. McGowan. Kelly. Agger. Nice touch from Robinson. Led by Webster.
Yeah, but some more encouraging signs for Liverpool this second half. You know, Shelby's managed to find a little bit of space, Adam in midfield, and if there's no pressure on them, then it's easier to make the pass and maybe get Barini in over the top, or get Sterling, perhaps Henderson in wider positions.
Barini for Sterling, and then Sterling exchanging with Henderson, and McDonald coming and reading that well.
Yeah, I think Walsh just felt that maybe Sterling just went in on the goalkeeper when he didn't need to. The keeper was always favoured to get it. It's lovely football from Liverpool. You know, he almost got there, and he was just clipped, wasn't he, before he got to the keeper? That's his complaint.
Turn 18 till December, Raheem Sterling. First time he started for Liverpool. And, he looks a thrill a minute. It'll be very interesting to see whether there are Premier League games ahead for him in the immediate future.
I would have thought so, Peter. You know, well, maybe not quite Sunday as a starter. But certainly, yeah, I think so, what we've seen tonight.
In by Barr. Forward by Granger, away by Agger. Good fall here for Patterson. It's Callum Patterson from what was in the end a prohibitive angle.
Yeah, agreed. It was extremely acute. But that all began because of the pressure from Sutton. Look at Sutton here. And Daniel Agger made it very difficult for him to clear. Liverpool can't follow it up. And the touch just takes him too wide. And Reina was never going to be beaten, even if he had kept it low enough and on target. But Sutton as well started all that with the pressure on Agger.
What a night for him, though, Patterson. 17-year-old Edinburgh lad, came through the Tynecastle Boys Club. And here he is, playing against a famous Liverpool at Tynecastle. Just as he would have dreamt it only a matter of months ago, really. Tawil. This one is headed. Tawil has it back. Henderson receiving from Spearing and feeding Sterling, who's round the outside of McGowan, but was a little too quick even for himself there. Not half a yard ahead of himself.
Flag had gone up and he'd been called offside.
McGowan. Sutton tumble. Nothing wrong with Agger's challenge. Adam. Good pure strike.
Well, he's looked to do that all game. You know, he managed to get one away in the first half, which the keeper, Jamie McDonald, saved. And this time, you know, he's had to take it on his right foot in the end. He has had to come inside one more, inside Darren Barr. Just a little tugged.
Part of the Rangers squad that went all the way to the final in this competition, and its former guys back in 2008. He sat on the bench, actually, for the final against Zenit St. Petersburg, but he's played Champions League football for Rangers. And by Patterson, beyond Sutton, out as far as Novikovas. Spearing couldn't carry it clear. Templeton, Novikovas. Just wouldn't dig for him.
Well, Reina knows, because in the first half he had to be very smart to keep him out from Novikovas, and you're kind of worried as soon as he got it on his left foot here. You're thinking, oh well, we know he can hit them. And at times just a little while, a little uncontrolled.
On back well by Barr. Through goes Patterson. Out comes Templeton. What a sweet turn. Knocked away by Spearing. Taken back by Tawil. McGowan. Patterson. Free kick in favour of McGowan.
Well, I think they're claiming it's use of the arm. Thankfully, McGowan looks as if he's okay getting to his feet. Just watch here, Sterling. Sterling has put the hand up. That's all it is. I'm not sure there's any intent in that.
From the line, and indeed the evidence of our eyes is that Stuart Downing will be with us very shortly. The information we have is that Jack Robinson will be withdrawn. That's going to involve a bit of a rejig. Meantime, it's Templeton with the Hearts free kick. Beautifully coaxed in. And good enough to earn a corner, to the dismay of Liverpool, who I think believed that McGowan's touch was the last.
Oh, yeah, it certainly looked like the Hearts number 4's head. He got that one.
have gone for a proud Hearts manager in front of the Gorgie stand. Novikovas with it, Zaljukas attacking it. For Tawil. Tawil's try from a long way out. In again by Webster. Novikovas got in front of Kenny, but outside the penalty area, he was unlikely to do damage.
Association for Liverpool after 61 minutes, midfield number 49, Jack Robinson, replacing number 19, Stuart.
Here is the change. Jack Robinson is indeed going off. Teenager's done all right. And is replaced by Stuart Downing, who, interestingly, started Brendan Rodgers' first 3 games in charge. He's giving him a decent whirl.
Looks like he's going to head to left back, Stuart Downing. Yeah, straight swap.
It's an interesting one. Really, as you would expect of Downing, an advanced left back. Just confirmation from the bench, as we suspected. It's a change made out of choice. An injury to Jack Robinson. Guess there might be a case for pushing back Patterson, who's got forward a lot in recent times with McGowan, trying to get Liverpool on the front foot on that side of the field. But it's hard to have the throw now with McGowan. Tawil. And his first piece of defending successfully achieved.
Yeah, unless they just felt that maybe Jack Robinson was tiring a little and he just needed to freshen it up on that side. I mean, I think if you're in the Hearts setup at the moment and you just want to get somebody running at Downing, you want to give him a test. Maybe get Templeton a little wider.
Proud night for the goalkeeper, Jamie McDonald, if he can keep a clean sheet here. Became dad for the first time yesterday to a new daughter. He was woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's Patterson. Barely old enough to be a dad. Novikovas.
He's taken up some good positions, Jay Spearing, to intercept.
Hefty challenge on Barini by Webster, who's a good old chiselled centre-half of the old-fashioned type.
It's a bit of knee. It's just coming together. I mean, there was a similar incident with Ridgewell at West Brom, and they seemed to kind of get a bang around the top of the backside area.
Has played, of course, famously or infamously some football in England. Has Andy Webster, all that fuss about him joining Wigan a few years back, played 4 games for them in the Premier League, a little bit of football with Bristol City as well in the Championship. But Hearts became his home again. This is just where he belongs. He's a horse for this course. Adam. Downing. Aga. Downing.
Yeah, he saw it coming, Charlie Adam.
Shelby. They've done a second time by McDonald, who has a glance over his shoulder at Barini, but makes no accusation.
Or was it John McGlynn? The manager said yesterday, Peter, that if it's Liverpool nil at the end of the night, he said we're still right in it for the second leg.
What you do know of Liverpool, of course, is that they can make an entirely different selection if they choose for the second leg, and it is at Anfield. But 0-0 obviously gives Hearts the potential away goal advantage. Free kick for Novikovas, and up goes the volume again. And indeed, up go the individuals, more and more now on their feet, no longer able to sit. 17,500 in the ground, it feels like 70,000.
Well, they've had a lot to be upbeat about tonight, haven't they? There's great pride and passion around Tynecastle.
Jay Spearin gives way to little Joe Allen, for whom this is a European debut. Involved, of course, in the Olympics, so wasn't picked for either of the legs against Gomel in the previous round. Tawil. Quarter of the game to go for John McGlynn, for whom in a sense this started out as a special one-off occasion, but for whom they stay in it. The second leg will be very live, unless here's Sterling, and Adam's got a deflection, but a benign one from the goalkeeper's point of view.
Yeah, it might have even been two. And by the time I got through to the goalkeeper, there was no danger whatsoever. Just talking before the game about Brendan Rodgers and the style of play and the 4 Ps he's talking about: the pressing, the possession, the patience and the penetration. I think it's been more patience than penetration, but should that change, it should be a very exciting time ahead for LFC.
Here's Sterling, got away from Barr. Sterling hung one up. So Lucas away, reached Downing. He and Shelby made a pig's ear of it, but Kelly can retrieve the situation. Tackle Novikovas. Kelly again. Kelly's hanging cross. Barini went in for it. Tawil lifts it out. I think he had more time, the Moroccan, than he thought. And now Henderson. Barini went to ground, but the referee saw no infringement.
Yeah, Barini's looking for the free kick from Webster, but I think it was just a coming together. It's the first time we've really seen Sterling have a chance to run again, Peter. It's been quieter second half. And he's just lost it again there, but I think Liverpool could do it, just trying to get him in behind a little bit more.
As McGowan is now for Hearts, away from Adam. Ryan McGowan, rush of blood. Did very well though. Novikovas, corner.
Well, that's all down to McGowan again. One of those swashbuckling runs again down the right-hand side, and it's wonderful commitment from him. He really wanted to get there and made it happen.
Nothing complicated about what Hearts are doing. It is all Hearts. real thrust about them. Fantastically spirited effort into the last 20 minutes now. Novikovas with the corner. Out by Shelby. Forward again by Tawil. Chased up by Barr. Templeton, beautiful turn. Clear by Carragher.
That's what I was talking about before, and I thought maybe he could just concentrate his efforts a little on the right side and see if Downey can cope with that from David Templeton.
John McGlynn still hasn't lost a match as manager of Hearts. He's drawn the last two at Hibs, and when really they should have won against Inverness last weekend. They had an opening day win against St Johnstone. Rangers ball in, Raiders comfortable take. Downing. It's a good ball in, but it's come back to Sterling. Henderson for Adam. Downing once more, deflected kindly for McDonald. Charlie Adams moving quite right at the moment. Don't know if he's taken a crack on the knee or something, but it's an uncomfortable run. Allen.
It looks okay again. I mean, there's no kind of gesturing to the bench, or there's no signal as if he's troubled. Just looking at Daniel Agger before as he brought the ball out. I mean, I think it's crucial for Brendan Rodgers to keep him at the club. I know there's interest. There's been talk of Manchester City, isn't there? But just the way he can take the ball out of defence and the way he can distribute it, then that's the Rodgers way. And he's a player that Liverpool have got to hold on to.
Downing. Sterling. Quite so impactful in the second half. 90 minutes of a man's game is a long time for a 17-year-old. Here's McGowan. Taken off his toe by Downing.
Yeah, the problem for Sterling is that they know all about him now. You know, they've ganged up on him a little bit. They've got people around him.
Patterson. By Sutton, couldn't pick out Novikovas. Oh, it's an odd header from Adam. Kelly dug him out of trouble.
Pass it at all costs. If you can, Pepe Reina's instruction is to just keep it.
Henderson. Adam. Shelby. Adam. It's a bit thick.
Yeah, I mean, Barini was coming back the other way and trying to make sure he stayed on side as well, so that gave him no chance of making up the ground in the end.
broken. Ambitiously towards Henderson, who just couldn't welcome it in. It's going to make a change here. Interesting that one of their best moments have come from wide, and Andrew Driver is another winger, another sort who likes to take on a full-back, just try something a bit different, quite direct. Be a natural replacement perhaps for Templeton. Templeton's position hasn't been as touchline hugging as it often is tonight. There's Henderson, and now here's Kelly. Barini! On the shoulder of the defender, who I fear may be responsible for an own goal.
Yeah, it's Webster. I think it's Webster. It's come off him, but Barini's made it very difficult for the centre-back.
Barini shrugs off the personal congratulation, apparently to confirm that his wasn't the final touch. We can make sure of that now. I think Barini got some of it.
Well, Martin Kelly does extremely well because, you know, Hearts have just left too much room for him, and it certainly comes off the centre-back in the end. Whether Barini got the slightest touch or not, can't be sure. I'm not sure he did, the Italian. You know, I think it just comes off the defender. And it's a nightmare ball to try and defend when it's between goalkeeper and you're going back to your own goal. And maybe Hearts could have cut it out front post, but, you know, Webster, unfortunate.
Yeah, what a shame for such a grand servant of Hearts, who have made their change in the aftermath of that goal. Scored 12 minutes from time against his own team by Andy Webster.
I think Rodgers should make a bid for him, Peter. Need a goal scorer. And Driver is on, taking the place of Templeton. And it's no real change to the setup. He's going to play in that central position as Templeton did just off John Sutton.
Incidentally, another Anglo-Scot. He was born in Oldham, Andrew Driver, and has represented both Scotland and England at various underage groups. He moved to Scotland as an 11-year-old.
For all their endeavour and all the work rate and the effort they've put in, Hearts, you know, they're just a little bit of a loss in concentration, leave a bit of space and pay the ultimate price.
Sterling. Must be great incentive now for Liverpool to nab a second if they can and take the sting out of the return leg. Get it done, if that is possible, before the night is out.
Well, it's kind of, you know, a bit like Gommel as well, away in Belarus, when they had to survive one or two tricky moments, Liverpool. And it was Stuart Downing scored a beauty that night, his left foot.
Terrific delivery from Kelly, wasn't it?
That was a really good ball. It was, that's what I'm saying, Peter. You know, it's a nightmare ball for a defender in that position, trying to defend, facing his own goal, not sure whether the guy beside him and Barini's going to get the touch or not. And in the end, Andy Webster just couldn't get out of the way.
Kelly's place in the first team for the Premier League game at the weekend will depend probably on the fitness of Jose Enrique. If Enrique's back, then presumably Glenn Johnson returns to right back and Martin Kelly may be squeezed out. But regardless of that, he's given the manager a nudge.
He's a strong boy, Kelly, and he'll always keep going for you. You know, I think he did wonderfully well to make himself available on the right-hand side, use the space that was ahead of him and deliver as such.
Well, his team have done so well, so well. But it's not over yet. 9 minutes to play for John McGlynn. His side blew a 2-goal lead on Saturday. He knows it's not over till it's over.
Well, look there as if he was summoning one or two more substitutes from behind the goal, warming up.
Had been a good week for Scottish football. That Celtic result terrific. Remember last year all the Scottish teams were out of Europe before the end of August. Can Hart salvage something here? Sutton jumping with Agger. If Liverpool carry this away, Jim, 8 minutes to go now. Vindication for Brendan Rodgers of the team he's picked. Been a useful exercise for those on the fringe, and likelihood of progress in Europe as well.
It'll have been a good exercise all round, and you know, if Liverpool do pull it off, Peter, yeah, one or two worrying moments in the first half when Hearts began so well, but it'll have been, you know, a professional job by Liverpool using their experience.
Sterling, Downing. Henderson. Kelly. Adam. Sterling. Trying something audacious. Didn't get the in-swing he needed.
Yeah, and really, for the first time in the night, since the goal, Liverpool seem to have an element of control on the game. You know, the passing is much better now, and Hearts just not quite as tight. And the usual from Sterling doesn't quite come off that time.
Well, Novakovac is one of those who has glittered and glimmered from time to time, but what a night for young Dale Carrick, another teenager, 18-year-old striker who has played 1 minute of first-team football prior to this on the opening day of the season against St Johnstone. Patterson. All the way around the outside of Downing. It's true what you say, Jim. You've had the feeling, even actually before Liverpool scored, that Liverpool, regardless of excellent efforts from Hearts, Liverpool have had gears that Hearts just don't have.
Yeah, listen, we spoke about it at the start. You know, there might have been a more than expected amount of inexperience in the Liverpool lineup tonight, but there's some very, very good talent there. And I think exemplified most by Raheem Sterling. Yeah, he wasn't quite as effective or as strong in the second half, but he was excellent in the first half. And as Robbie said, and I agree with him, Liverpool's best performer in the first 45.
Nicely done by Allen. Taken up by Sterling to run at McGowan one more time. Raheem Sterling got his shot away, but at full stretch and without power.
I think you could just see from the way he threw his head back that he was just a bit annoyed with himself, because he's done brilliantly to create the space and come inside, and then he just didn't get the contact he wanted.
Tired though he might be, he'll be aware that inside this last 5 minutes, he's going to have a chance to run at tired defenders.
Well, I mean, I was always coached to send wingers inside, send them into the crowd, but I wouldn't like to be dealing with that fella on a stronger foot.
A taken turn from Henderson, and then Borini's offside. Well, the German official thinks he is. He doesn't.
That's close. I mean, he got a couple wrong earlier in the half. The assistant, and that time he might be just about right. Is he just poking out? Borderline again.
Flung forward by Webster. Out by Kelly, throw in for Hearts, a little more than 3 minutes to go.
Substitution for Hearts after 86 minutes.
And Barr's night is over. Heartfelt plaudits from his manager, and his replacement is 20-year-old Scott Robinson. Made his European debut in the second leg at White Hart Lane last year. Webster. Robinson. McGowan. Could still break for Driver!
Didn't get the connection, Driver. I mean, it's broken very kindly for him in the end. And again, McGowan, you know, busting a gut to try and get there. I mean, he's very fortunate to see it break his way. And he's just tried to hit it on the turn and just didn't get anything like what he would have wanted on it.
Well, that was the moment. Well, that might have been the moment.
And you know, Peter, I think he had probably another second maybe to just compose himself and keep balanced and get a better strike on it.
Sponsor the season of one with our man of the match, Hearts number 7, David Templeton. This is our recent announcement for those of you
all over the PA. They're announcing various sponsors. Men of the match, David Templeton's got one of the awards, Ryan McGowan another. I wouldn't argue with either of those. But the hard truth is, from Hearts' point of view, that both of those at the moment are on the losing side.
That way you'll have to turn right towards Doggy Roads. So please follow police instructions. Thank you.
Webster. Tawil. Into the last minute. Still time for Hearts. Tawil. Granger. Tawil. Away by Agger, down again by McGowan. Tawil once more. Patterson climbing with Downing. It's fallen for Patterson! And Rayner made a very good plunging save.
Oh, what a strike. And he was stronger than Stuart Downing in the air. I mean, Stuart Downing went flying in the end from the challenge from Patterson. But what a follow-up.
Well, there was no stoppage time in the first half. There have been substitutions in the second, so they'll add on a little bit. McGowan. Out by Kelly. The first time, actually, in the second half that Callum Patterson has threatened a Liverpool goal.
I mean, he couldn't have met it any better. It's a really top save from Pepe Reina. Not had a huge amount to do, the Spaniard, but just watch it. This is not Downing flying, and oh, that's flying in the far corner.
Might have been Edge of the seat night for Hearts fans, and it's been said a million times down the years, sign of a fine goalkeeper, that when the moment comes, he is ready to react. Home fans not particularly happy with the way Liverpool restarted there.
Yeah, exactly.
After treatment for Kelly. 3 minutes of stoppage time, of which the first passed during a stoppage, so it could be just about 3 minutes from now. In by Webster, too much. We see another of Liverpool's young hopefuls, 18-year-old Adam Morgan, for what remains of the game. Fabio Borini hit the post at the end of the first half, when he really should have made life more comfortable for Liverpool than it has turned out to be. But Morgan, who scored a lot of goals last season for the under-18s and for the Liverpool reserves, who scored one against Toronto, I think, on the pre-season tour, has his chance to shine, albeit fleetingly now.
He'll do well to get a touch, never mind a goal.
To Shelby, given away to Patterson. Last chance for Hearts, maybe. It's Callum Patterson. And Rayner was scampering again.
He was right to hit it. I mean, I know there was support for him, but I think with the clock so late now, I think he thought, look, I've just got to get the strike away, and you know, it's another good try from him. You know, not his cleanest. The earlier one that Rayner saved, diving across to his right, was far superior. Hearts have been good value, but maybe Liverpool in the end just a little cleverer.
Morgan got his touch, and now he's got in the way of the free kick, so one way or another he's got under opposition skin. This is bonus time now for Hearts. Webster flings it in. Away by Carragher. Well, what a really enjoyable night. Brendan Rodgers' young team was really examined, and he will shake hands with John McGlynn there, aware that next week's reunion at Anfield is not a given. Hearts did give so much tonight. Andy Webster so unfortunate to concede an own goal with 12 minutes to go of the 90. But he and all those who wear maroon should be extremely uplifted by their efforts here, because they contributed plenty to a rattling good watch in Edinburgh. Liverpool just had a little bit more. Nobody can deny that they are probably worth their first leg lead, but it is a slender lead. At the end of the first leg at Tynecastle, it is Hearts 0, Liverpool 1.